Live now. So it's a great morning, everybody. Welcome to the Kids Without a Box. It's eight. A lot of our followers and subscribers were wondering why we had EdTech Camp 88. I think it was subsequently that they realized that okay, so it's a sequence, it's a numerical sequence. So we are so sorry for starting behind schedule. We had to battle serious technical issues, and we still have some of our team who are supposed to be on with us now, still trying to resolve one or two things. So we just go ahead, and then when they join us, we would bring them up to speed so that we don't delay those of you who are with us. We value you. It's not in any way that we do not acknowledge you. We value you, and we appreciate the fact that you have made our time to participate with us after registering for the event. So very quickly, I'll do a brief introduction. I'm sure you can see there's somebody at the other side of the screen, but in a few moments, we would be introducing who it is. Like I said, we are still expecting some of our other guests. It's going to be an interesting session. So whatever the case is with the network, we will get the result. So my name is Kumi Olu. I am a lawyer. I worked briefly as HR across multiple industries, and that has helped me to gather the skill set that I brought along into the education industry. And when I observed that a lot of things were wrong with our education space, such that we were still relying on certain qualities and ideologies that were not compliant with the 21st century, I took it up to get this done. It's been an exciting time. We actually started in 2019. We've been able to get credible recognitions from and partnerships from some very global organizations. You have Wicklet. I'm sure somebody in the Wicklet team is going to be with us, either Mike or Misbah, my girlfriend, or Callum. So hi everyone at Wicklet. Thank you very much for all that you do for Kids Without a Box. We also appreciate Google. We appreciate Microsoft. We appreciate Bonsi. We also appreciate Nearpod and Skype as well, because we use Skype to facilitate in the classroom through the Skype for the Classroom initiative. So that's that from my end. I think we need to get down now to business. So networking for educators. About 4 months ago, I have a little group of undergraduates and fresh graduates that I mentor, and one of them asked, "Sir, we studied education and economics. It's a combined honor. What are the prospects that we have outside of the university?" I didn't give a response that day. I'm not sure I gave a response 2 days after. I think I must have given a response about a week after, because I needed to be sure that the response I would give will not be a response that would just be comfortable for me. I think one of the things that mentorship has taught me is that you learn better when you are pushed beyond your limits. Your mentor is somebody who has assessed you, who understands the limits that you have. Yes, there are very many funny mentors out there who are looking for how to make funds, who are interested in making up the bottom line. But those are not the ones I'm talking about. I'm talking about those who understand the commitment to developing human life. And so when I gave him a response, I told him, I said, look, yes, and I've made a few contacts, but it's going to be important for you to learn from somebody who has even been the place where we operate. So that's that's helped us in one way to. Sorry, I had a bit of network glitches there. It's been a real issue all day. Okay, so I got a couple of people who I also look up to, and the bottom line is that today those kids have been able to see beyond the horizons of the four walls of the university. Some of them who are not even certain of when they will leave the system, courtesy of the global pandemic and ASU strike, as it were. Some of them have been able to get down to business and look at the hard work of entrepreneurship, because that's what it is. A lot of times I got discouraged too. I only needed one or two of my mentors to give me that push. Permit me here to credit my father, because he's been my main man. He's found it very easy to walk with me along the journey of life. So that in itself is networking. But so that we have a dictionary definition or a working definition, because I don't want us to begin to regurgitate things that we may have seen on the internet. I need us to get practical about networking, particularly educators. Because a lot of times when people talk to me about the education industry, they tell you that, oh, there's no money in education, why are you there? And I tell them, I say, look, the money is not about now. No, it's not about now. It's about 10, 20, 30 years from now, when those seeds that you sown, when they begin to germinate, that's when you should be looking forward to, and not the like we say in Nigeria, the sit down and look approach. So networking, I would say, is the ability to connect yourself with a resource. I'll take that again. Networking is the ability to connect yourself with resources. Resources could be human. Like I told you, I had brief stint in human resources. It could be financial. It could be mental. Now, I will explain that in a bit. It could also be material, resources, resources. A lot of companies, you hear them talking about the need to have a a human resources department. But sadly, some of these departments are a microcosm of the immediate cycle of the business owner. So you end up having a situation where the HR who ought to develop resources ends up even being under pressure to see that anybody who defaults is out of the system. But through networking, you can hack this template. You can hack it, and it's very simple. From my perspective, it's for you to be able to look beyond what anybody is saying, and for you to be able to tell yourself, "I'm here today. I may not be here tomorrow." For me, that's the first thing about networking. Aside the fact that it is tied to resources, it's also tied to time. That's the second thing I would say about networking. Then the third is availability. Now, a lot of times I hear people complain that, oh, I don't have followers. My competitors have more followers than I do. The simple question that I used to respond when those kind of issues come up is, can you tell me if you have taken time to study the follower base of this so-called competitor? Are you interested in somebody who is going to have you for himself? Or are you interested in having a competitor who follows up the fan base such that your fan base, the two companies, your fan bases would connect? And they say, oh, there's so much competition in business. Like one of my friends in distance would say, Dr. Dipo Awujide, he says business is war. So I tell them, I said, are you expecting to go to war with spoons and cutlery sets? Is that what you're going to use to fight on the battlefield? You know, so it goes beyond looking at the followers of your competition, but going in depth to analyze the effects of that follower base. A lot of people generate followers in minutes because there are bots, there's AI and BI that you can use to make that happen. These don't need to be human beings. I don't want to mention a couple of accounts of some known people. When you look at their follower base, you discover that a lot of these people are just they just paid one tech geek, hey guy, come on, push a few buttons and let's have 20,000 followers. So within minutes, pay for it and they have it. But when you ask yourself that how well are they connected, that's where the issue arises. So that I don't say too much about competition and just that minute aspect of networking. I was talking about availability, and availability is simply your reach. Who knows you? I was discussing yesterday with a group that I belong, and I saw a post from one of my senior friends who said, hey, if you don't understand social capital development, there's trouble. And I echoed his opinion. And he was quick to get back on the group to say, oh, please, I apologize. It wasn't meant to be that way. I said, no, this is not about you offending anybody. The truth never comes out if you want to please everybody. Again, I would make reference to my father. It's been an amazing push in this journey of life. and business. So who knows you? Who knows what you do? You're on the streets and you're concerned more with not having people bother you. You're on the streets and you're more interested in people not seeing what you do because you're afraid that they're going to truncate it. You're on the street. In fact, your family members do not know what you do. And later you come to accuse them that they don't wish you well. Humanity, as my father taught me, and I learned over the years too, humanity benefits more from negativity than positivity. How do I mean? Drop a comment about the President of the United States of America today, about him catching the coronavirus, God forbid. Give the gossip news, the so-called influencers, the media personalities, even global broadcast companies, watch them come up with all sorts of shenanigans on how, yes, it had been known. In fact, it was known 2 weeks ago, but the White House was protecting and what. So the point, in summary, is that networking is about connecting yourself to resources. And in doing that, you need to be available. People need to know you. You need to have value. If you do not have value and you want people to chase you, you're going to have a bunch of psychopaths. I'm sorry to say. And when the going gets rough, they will be the first to opt out. I'll come back shortly when our next guest is in the studio. But let me introduce the next speaker that's going to be speaking to us. Some know him, some know about what he does, but they don't know his face. So I will just let him do a brief introduction of himself and then go ahead with his delivery. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back in a few minutes. Over to you now, Mr. Solomon. That's brought about a mindset changing and a mindset. I remember reading the book of The Richest Man in Babylon by last name, and he said, every money that comes into your hand as seed, and those seeds must bait other seeds, and the other seed that they bait must generate and get other seeds. That was a deep thought and thought provoking to me because I looked at it. What does it mean by saying every money that comes into your hand must bait other? But seriously, that is the simple concept. Well, that's the simple concept that Kiyosaki, the author of the Rich Dad
said the rich knows that in order to become more wealthy, they must put money in place to work hard for them. And I looked at it, comparing it to what George Clason said, and I was like, this is true. You will never see a rich man or a wealthy man or those that are earning fat income salary. You never see them just dump their money into a savings account. No. What they will always do is they will always put something that will generate another source of income for them. And this has kept me in the course of journey of forex trading. And this was one of the two reasons why I had to eventually go into forex trading market. Okay, so have this thought. Think about this. Have you ever seen, or have you ever thought, or have you ever treated any money that comes into your hand as employee? Treat money as an employee. If you take care of the money as an employee, if you get money as an employee, and if you put money to work as an employee, trust me, same capacity in which you are using to work, here you are, either you are self-employed or an employee. The money you put at work or you treat as an employee will surely bring something in return, not just in little portion, but in consistent portion. And seriously, in grain of what consistency is very, very key, very essential in work growth. So this morning I'll just be taking us through some few things that I've learned in the course of forex trading and some I've gotten to. So it's not only news that a lot of people, a lot of investments, a lot of companies, a lot of firms, in fact, that affected the educational sector more. Yeah, more. And 4 months ago, when the pandemic started, people in this course of pandemic, though a lot of people in professional course and everything, but those things were taking money out of you. They are more investing in professional courses, which is fantastically good, but it was taking money out of the little income you have. What should I do that money back? So I say, start my over 4 months now. The result has been massive. These guys have been earning like at their comfort. They have been earning consistently. And give me just tell us the same thing. Because as much as like psychology and also you have the right strategy. Okay, so what is trading? What's trading? Either the goods or you're selling buying the service or you're selling the goods or you're selling the service. But when we come to the financial market, what we talk about is we talk about buying and selling of securities. Yeah. In financial markets, trading is all about buying and selling securities. Now someone like what security? Yeah. Just tradable financial assets of any kind, any tradable financial and these are local securities. It can be bonds, it can be currencies, it can be synthetic, it can be commodities, it can also be stocks, it can be currencies. Those are financial traded assets. Anything financial that and it is tradable assets, those are local securities. So now what's forex trading? Forex trading, as you all know, or as maybe heard or want to know, is foreign exchange market that centralized from the in market. Um, Currency is centralized. That all them by centralized. There is no physical contact. Technology has brought everyone together. This currency, technology has brought you can't brought investors, different investors, any part of the world. You can be in China, I mean Nigeria, you can be in Russia, and we are all trading the same currency. So it's centralized. There's no particular. So what about forex trading? What what will be wowing us? What is benefit? Why do I need to go into forex? Why do I have a rethink about this word forex trading? Number one, it's surprising to know that present statistics have shown us that on an average daily, $4 trillion US dollar traded by investors. That's massive. 4 trillion US dollar on an average traded in the global market of forex. That is tell you that forex market is a large and global acceptance in the market. There's no country, there's no continent in the world that forex is not being traded. So the first thing you have to look at is that for something to be generally acceptable, for something to have it's what it enters years of storm. So forex market is very legit and it has massive investors rate. That's first thing. Number two thing you should always consider forex trading because it has a 24 hours trading return. What do I mean? Most of us do in 9 to 8, a 9 to 5 job, we go to our office, either you work in a bank, you're working in the educational sector, you're working in the educational sector, you go to school, your place of work. Seven from 12 a.m., 12 p.m. to 12 a.m. the next day, money is coming in forex. That is to say, for the all days of your life, every second, every minute, you are earning something. It's not being calculated about the total amount of hours you work per day. Most of our 8 hours are often calculated. No, 2.7. So imagine something that is giving you money every second, every minute in the day, compared to what you currently have. That's why you see. That's why now you know that why Lamido Sanusi said so, because he knows the benefits. He knows the benefits. Okay, another thing you have to just consider why forex trading is because cost that's a because yeah, like forex is for the big guys. No, that's not true. Forex is for everybody. In fact, try to know that you can start trading forex with a minimum of $10 as a no $10, 4,700 naira, not up to 5,000. You can start trading forex with a minimum of $10. Okay, so when in this 4 months of training of my students, I told them to start training in for $10. In fact, this morning, the students of mine has made $8. Just this morning, before 8 a.m., a student of mine has made $8. That was surprising. When everybody someone has already made $8 before 8 a.m. He started trading at about 6 around 5 6. At 8 a.m. he's already with $8. Imagine if you have $10 consecutively, consistently every day for 30 days, that's $200 in naira or 1,000 back to back monthly consistently. That's something to always look out for. That's something to always for trading. You have the for yourself, okay, I want my money to grow at this rate, but I want it to grow at $1 pass. I want to grow at $100 per minute, and decide you are either put your money to. That's cool. That's something worth taking. That's worth taking on. If I can decide how much I want my money to grow per minute, per seconds, per hour, why should I not consider it? And also, a lot of people like, okay, I'm new to forex trading. I'm just here forex trading. I've been hearing it about how volatile. Yeah, forex um, because a whereby you can on if account before investing your money. Every forex trader, including myself, that mastery. And forex has given you that rate whatever. Funny enough, what is on a free account, the kind of trade on a free account is what is on live account. Whatever works on the free account works on the live account. So if these guys are like, okay, practice this and get this result on a free account, shows you that they are in your best interest. They are in our best interest, and uh, one of the major reasons and benefits of going to forex trading. Okay, so someone might be asking, okay, I've heard about, but what decide forex? Okay, about forex market, for example, forex market. Now, before we do forex market, two things, just like the definition: we buy and we sell. Just like when you go to the market, either you go to the market to buy something or you go to the market to sell something. Okay, so when we talk about buying and selling, when we talk about buy, let's use currency here. I'm saying that the US dollar will go up against British pounds. I am comparing that. Okay, what I have now will increase. There will be more of buying of US dollar as this US dollar is good. I am taking benefit. That selling means still on the same example we use for US dollar and British pounds. I am saying okay, the Americans should be selling their dollar to us. I want to be getting more benefits. That's just the two things between forex trading. Buy, so that I have when you're entering a contract that you buy into, you're entering a contract that no interest. Okay, this we observe two things. Two things. Number one, um, first way we observe the movement is technical analysis. Technical analysis is simple. What does it mean? It means using past data to show price movement. What do I mean by that? Okay, I take a study and I looked at it. Okay, for some period from weekdays back, that for a period of time. Okay, that's 3 days. I can say okay, then days which is cheaper also keep. Understand? So that's what we call technical analysis, and use that through because we go through that. We use trend lines. how the market has been going, how US dollars has been going for quite a long time, and we use that to analyze or predict what will happen in the future. So that's what called technical analysis. That's where we determine it is called fundamental analysis. And when we talk about fundamental analysis, it's very important because we use economic data, we use political data, we use social data, everything happening to this currency. What do I mean? For example, if rate of unemployment in a particular country, if there's a high rate of unemployment for a particular country, and there's no more manpower, most of the country is coming by amount of manpower. No manpower. It simply means that the currency of that country will somehow be devalued, and people don't want to hold that currency into and they want to sell it. So economic factor at so that currency. Or for example, there's war in the country, there's political riot in the country. It can also affect the currency. Just for example, yesterday precisely, a lot of traders went to trade news. We traded the Canadian employment. The employment rate is just a 15-second straight. Canadian employment, and we just traded that news. And it was surprising to know that a lot of people were hundreds of thousands yesterday. A lot of people were already in millions of naira yesterday because they tweeted effects of the Canadian employment in relation to the currency of Canada, which is that Canadian dollar. We traded it, and a lot we got massive returns. So that's another way to analyze how price move, how price move. We use all those kind of socio-economic data to analyze. We get massive results. So having said that, I also need to bring this to our to us so that we can really know. Because question might be okay, someone might be asking himself, I want to bring in a million naira now. How much can I get in the next 10 minutes? No. Forex doesn't work like that. I need to be very clear on this. Forex is never a get rich platform. No, Forex is never a get scheme. Forex is not any pool buzzing scheme that tells you to bring this and end this in 20 seconds and 30 minutes. No, Forex doesn't work like that. Forex is very profitable, but never a get rich scheme. Also, Forex is a long-time strategy that requires knowledge. It requires understanding of how the global market works. It requires of how financial markets works. When you have that knowledge and understanding of the game and gain enough psychology and enough strategy on ground, then you can invest in Forex. Forex comes by bit. Just like the example I told you, a friend of mine this morning between 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. he has already made $80. So if it's consistent and he makes $10 today and he consistent for 30 days, he has made $300. That's massive. That's good. In fact, some graduates, some people are not earning such amount of money. That's almost 120,000. And the rate at which currency don't want to also increases. So I want you to know Forex is not don't tell yourself that okay, I just want to put 100,000 now, and in the next 1 week I want to get 200,000. No, it doesn't work like that. It comes by bit. It comes by bit. After you've mastered the right psychology, after you've mastered the right strategy, you can consistently and gradually keep growing your Forex account and keep having something. The truth is, in fact, it has become very simple in this generation that you don't even really need a laptop. Most of my students do not have laptop. I so much made this strategy in such a way that just with an Android phone or with an iPhone, you can trade anywhere you are, even at work. Even at work, when you're working for your boss as an employee, you can just take your phone, do your transaction, and wait. At the end of the day, you see that you've made profit. technology has really helped in trading of forex. You don't need a big screen. I know you might have seen some pictures on Google and you see screen and a lot of things. No, you don't really need that. Those are for full-time traders. But with an Android phone, you can surely have something with an Android phone. So this are just the part of forex trading. The questions. Thank you very much. Yeah. So
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. Kumi.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure having you speak with us on forex trading. In fact, we need to tell ourselves the truth that a lot of our assumptions about forex trading have oftentimes turned out to be negative. How do I mean? You have people who, like you said, they just want something that's going to bring in quick money. There's no need for a process. There's no need for any due advantage, as the case may be. So that's why I can say again and again that we are very grateful that you obliged us for this session. For our viewers on YouTube, I know that we have been having quite terrible network all morning, but rest assured that we would fix it. All right, we would fix it, and we will definitely have you covered either by posting the live version of the one happening on Facebook, or for us to try to, because we have tried severally to tune out from our end and see if we can tune back in, but it doesn't work. Okay, so some people are asking questions. Some of our viewers have been asking questions on some of the platforms that we are also streaming on. And before I get into that, I think it's important that we resolve one or two things again around networking. Somebody asked me a question and said, what is the point of knowing people if it doesn't put money in your pocket? I laughed when the person asked the question, but there's a similar comment, there's a similar question, and I'll take that question before I continue in the new session, as it were. Okay, so that we can be quite fast with our delivery, because we know that we haven't had the privilege of a good connection. So let me go to the concluding part of networking. Like I said, networking is about you connecting with resources. It doesn't matter what type of resources. You just heard somebody tell us the importance of forex. As an educator, you are in your classroom from 9 to 5 for those in some private schools where you need to work extra schedule. What happens with the remaining period from 6 evening till say 12? I know a lot of people will say, oh, you don't understand, you are still very young, there's a lot of pressure. My response would be, are you interested in preparing today so that the tomorrow will be the ideal future that you envisage? Or do you want to be the person who gives all of the excuses today, and then tomorrow you begin to look for how to break even? I think there has to be a choice, and it's a no-brainer. There has to be a choice. The beautiful thing about the issue of networking is it has not been more important than now. For those of you that joined us last month for EdTech Camp 7.7, you would remember that one of the things that I mentioned, one of the things that I talked about was that, hey, look, we are in a time where Technology has come to stay. Yes. But the educational system needs to maximize now, not when everybody jumps on the bandwagon of, oh, we need to go online. Oh, we need to go online. Some people took advantage of it. Let me give us a very quick example. Zoom. Skype has been in the tech space for as long as we can think. All of a sudden, Zoom came and wiped away large market shares that Skype hitherto had. So the question is, what did Skype do wrong? What did Zoom do right? These are only things that can happen through innovation. And you cannot be innovative if you want to end up continuing in your comfort zone. So that's why when I said networking is about you connecting with resources, I really am not particular about how you should connect. I haven't advised crime. I haven't advised illegitimacy. But what I'm saying is there are avenues where you can make money work for you. I have this very popular saying from A.L. Nightingale. God bless his soul. A.L. Nightingale said, you cannot make money because the people that make money work in the bank. And it's true. It's the people who are in the bank that make money that we spend. Everybody has to earn money. Now there's a hack. There's a hack. And that hack is what I believe that we should take advantage of. And what is the hack? The hack is being able to make money earn you money. The ability to be able to connect your money to more money. I think we cannot overemphasize that. The ability to ensure that you push out value, you ooze out value. Somebody has asked again in the comment section that where do I begin? First, mop up your digital identity. You need to mop up your digital identity. I'll ask, please, let's have a quick task and we will be anticipating your responses in subsequent sessions. Let's just have a quick task now. Kindly go on Google. That's about the largest search engine. Kindly go on Google, type your name, a very brief one. I'm doing the same as you are. Kindly go on Google, type in your name. What do you see? So somebody said, wow, exactly. Next question. Are you giving value? Look at your digital identity. Your digital identity is the A to Z of who you are online. So for those that say, oh, I'm not on Facebook, oh, I'm not on, there are people that mention you. There are people that tweet at you. There are people that want to collaborate with you. Look at, just you can open a separate tab from that tab and coming back. Open a separate tab and type in Jeff Bezos. See what's coming out? The good thing is he never had to write most of those things that you're seeing. Most of those things that you're reading online now were not written by him. It will be a reporter somewhere that was at an event that he attended who took a caption of certain things that he said and pushed them out in the space. When you talk about Jeff Bezos, look at his digital identity online. What's the places where you hear his name? You hear it in finance, you hear it in business, you hear it in tech. So let's go back to your own page. Now, after your name, give a space and type in education. Ladies and gentlemen, what results do you have? I want you to share with us in the feedback of this event. Because for us, if we are able to achieve just this one thing with just one person, it's perfect for us. There's no better way to change the world than changing it one life at a time. I'll move on to the next point very quickly because I want our guests to also answer a few questions on Forex. So we're talking about digital identity. I think I've been able to bring our minds to that. So what next? I think the next step, if we're going to face it, I think the next step is for you to take advantage of the various platforms. Ask yourself, which platform do I have the most comfortability with? Hello? If you want to use Instagram because you feel your pictures will be out there, let me burst the bubble. Your data consumption will skyrocket. Are you prepared for that? Or would you rather use Twitter, where you have a faster connection with the global space and you can still attach your pictures? Or would you choose Facebook, where you can easily blend everything and you can get to bring in your friends because they would see your posts if it's not on private setting? And then finally, look at LinkedIn. That's the second largest job platform. You have over 500 million jobs on there. A lot of people have complained about being laid off. On LinkedIn, the recruiter doesn't even know you. He's only going to enter in your name. Or if he's not interested in you in particular, he just enters keywords that are peculiar to your industry. And before you know, you're up there. So I'd ask again, choose your platform first. Do not join the bandwagon. Your digital identity is better kept quiet than filled with inanities. I move to the next point. So, like we said, this is more practical than theoretical. And so at Keys Without a Box, we're going to be sending, for those that are interested, we're going to be sending a link. Now, let me make this clear. It is a paid service, but we would bear the cost for the first 20 interested people. We will bear the costs of helping you optimize your most preferred platform. Please listen very well. We would only do that for one platform. What does it cover? It covers a total wipe of your pre-existing identity that you have pointed out as not being valuable. Then we move to the level of setting you up. Now, remember, I said this before. Do not jump at followers in one day. It never works like that. You need to build value. I'm proud to say that if you go across the Keys Without a Box social media platforms, our website is undergoing some upgrade. We'll be done with that this month. If you go through all of the platforms of Keys Without a Box, you would see a unique thing. And that's the fact that our follower base is not our major concern. We are not immediately asking for the wide reach. And remember, we've been up since 2019. Have we made progress? Tremendously. Has it equated to partnerships And funding, yes, it has. But more importantly, we need to keep it simple. In this era of a culture council, you need to be careful enough not to soil yourself. You need to be very careful not to soil yourself, because your digital identity may be all it takes between a multi-billion-dollar investment in your person or your service and being forgotten in history. Let's be particular, let's be specific, let's be clear about our digital identity. You're not going to just bump into a celebrity and you're not going to have value to discuss. Now, when you discuss the value, do you think that it is going to come to you plainly? Do you think the connection is going to come to you plainly? No. The person is going to do a background check on you. This is why a lot of educators are stuck. They have the brains, they have the zeal, they have the passion for education, but their digital identity is either missing, there's nothing there, or it is full, like I said, of gibberish. If you don't speak value, nobody's going to come for you. I would round up with that. In a few moments, we're going to be having another guest speaker. She ought to have joined us before now, but she had a few engagements, and I'm glad that she's going to be coming on board. So her session is going to be quite brief because we know that we have limited time now. We started behind schedule, so that said, please, when you ask questions about Forex, kindly endeavor to remember that Forex is not a 1 day, 1 billion investment. It takes time. I love to link it with real estate. I always love to link it with real estate. So that's it. I think I'll leave it now to Solomon so that we can take a couple of questions. Solomon, are you there? I think there are 2 questions here, so I would just want you to answer them very quickly.
Yeah, I'm here.
While we wait for our next guest. So the first question, as a Forex trader, how do you control risk? Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much for that question. There's something in Forex trading that we call risk reward ratio. It's called RRI. And the risk reward ratio is that your risk should be 1:1 or 1:2 or 1:3. Now, based on the pips, when we talk about pips, that's how we talk about how long the candlesticks are covered. So one thing is, I'll look at it. If I'm entering this trade, okay, how much do I want to gain from this trade? I want to gain $10. Then I'll ask myself, how much am I willing to risk? If I do my risk ratio, so I should be risking based on my capital also. I can say I want to risk $2 for any $10. That is to say, if my 1+1 does not become 2, my calculation does not go correct, then I'll put my stop loss at $2. That is to say, if everything goes wrong, I should lose $2. But if everything does not go wrong, I'll put my take profit as $10. That is, if everything goes in my favor, I should lose $10. So our risk reward ratio is always 1:1, 1:2, 1:3, and it can be 1 to above, but it shouldn't be more than 1 below. That's how we calculate risks.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, the final question from the comment box. how do I get the training? And of course, what is the cost efficiency? So I think this person is asking.
Okay.
We know that, sorry, just before
Okay.
you go ahead, the person is asking, I know this is going to be money intensive, but how effective would my money be? So it's a two-in-one question. You can go ahead to answer now.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Okay. First and foremost, it's not about the money. It's not about the money you're going to be paying. No, I value my reputation and I manage my reputation. It's not about how much can you invest, how long can you invest to gain mastery. Just take 1 week to learn it because of emotions. Their money they are saying on their demo account, they run into life account and they blow their account and now come back and say, no, 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 you told me we'll make money. No, it doesn't work like that. As much as forex profit is also very risky. So you have to first ask yourself, have the right psychology. Am I willing to learn and gain mastery before I eventually put my money to invest? If you have the right psychology, which to see forex is 90% psychology, 10% strategy. You understand? You can have the right strategy with the wrong emotion, you will blow your account. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is, once you are ready with the right strategy, the right psychology, then my strategy can be released. Minimum, I have the basic, I have the advanced. You can enroll for my basic class. My basic class goes for 1,005, 2,000. Then you can come for the advanced. Anyone you go, but either way, you can make money that way. But have the right psychology. That's the forex.
Okay. Thank you very much. Right psychology. I took that one. I noted it well. Right psychology. So it's possible to go into the forex trading and gain today, but if you have the wrong psychology, you would expect it to continue to roll in that way. And oh my, you know, they are on the other side of the divide. Okay, thank you very much. Now, there's another question, and this I think has to do with a school owner. The person is asking, sorry, by the way, please viewers, you can send in your questions to any of the platforms you are watching us from, Facebook, Twitter, for those that are following live feed on WhatsApp and other platforms. Please ensure to send in your questions so that we can take them. All right, so this person is asking, Forex, networking, it appears to be that we need to know people before we can excel. From what Mr. Kumi has said about networking, we need to know people. But looking at Forex, how do we bring the two together to make the maximum profit? Okay, I think I get the person's question well now. So let me just chip in, then you would take the other part of the question. So please, yes, I said you need to know people, but I didn't say you should chase people. Because a lot of us, particularly those of us who are in the educational industry, I have met quite a number of us. What we are particular about is using people. I do not subscribe to it in any way. I vehemently say it on the internet today that I am not in support of it. If I come across such a system, I am the first to speak against it. And when I see that there's no change coming, I try to re-engineer an inward change. If it cannot work, I'm sorry, you would have to push the project yourself. You do not use people. Appreciate that every stone has value against glass. Some may dent the glass. Some may crack the glass. Some may not even feel as if, the glass may not even feel as if anything touched it. But there are those that can shatter the glass. Appreciate people for their gifts for their talent. Leave them to run the course of whatever responsibility you have given unto them. But do not chase people because you want to use them. Oh, if I meet Otedola today, oh, if I meet Bill Gates, I love to call him Microsoft. If I meet Bill Gates today, oh, it's going to connect me to World Health Organization. Even if that is the strategy, that should not be the goal. It is only a means to an end. So let us be very specific about that. I needed to differentiate. Okay, over to you now, Solomon. Can you take the other part of the question? Forex, knowing people. I think you have to, it's more like, if I don't train, is it something I cannot do? I want to believe that's a simple question the person is asking. If you don't train me, can't I go into it myself? All right, over to you now.
All right, thank you very much. Of a truth, there are a lot of places you can learn forex from. No doubt about that. You can learn from YouTube. You can learn from me. You can learn from other guys. But something I've come to discover about life: nobody puts strategy that gives them money. Nobody does that.
That's right.
No, because every forex trader you've seen have invested nights of study. Just the forex, I spent hours in the night looking at the strategy, studying it. There's for me to put that free on YouTube. I can put strategy on YouTube that I won't take the risk. Any free strategy is on the YouTube. Mark my word, they will not take the risk, and the risks are more high. Everybody keep before you can get good, before you can get diamond, you have to dig. So if you can go on YouTube and learn a lot, you can learn the basics. But if you want to earn the money, earning forex strategy, you need to pay for it. And you can pay for it anywhere.
Okay.
So that's just it.
I think I love that perspective of getting it everywhere and anywhere. That's what she prefers. All right, the Onyi of Africa. So Onyi, you are welcome. We're going to be hearing from you in a short while, but let me just take this question from one of our participants. Okay, so can I teach you how to network? Yes, I can. Can I teach you how to be profitable online? Yes, I can. Do I want to teach you? Yes, I do. But am I going to hold on for you because you have to break even? I don't think so. That is why I have been clear enough about digital identity. We lost Onyi there for a bit. I'm sure she'll be with us shortly. I talked about digital identity. Value is the first point. So what are you giving? What do you ooze? You do not need people to meet you before they know what you have to offer. That's what technology has come to tell us. And a lot of us have silent regrets. Like I gave us that task on looking at your digital identity. I'm sure some people, because I noticed that after I gave that task, I noticed a lot of people went off, probably because they needed to go and start to remove certain things that contain their names on the social media space. This is how critical it can get. So please do not underestimate the value of starting from where you are now. Some are stuck. We can help with that. But for you to sit and expect somebody to spoon feed you, I don't think that's going to happen. And as an educator, you are somebody that impacts people's lives. So parents are following your footsteps. Some people do not even know what social media is. Some people never knew about technology until COVID struck. But parents went looking for them. Some parents were the ones that bought devices for some educators. I'm sorry, I'm having to reveal some secrets on air. Some parents are the ones that bought. So some of the educators that you are seeing that are experts today in online teaching were gifted those devices by parents. Some parents till today subscribe for data. Okay, thank you. Somebody is agreeing with me in the comment box. So it's about value. It's about value. Your digital identity can never be overlooked. Your digital identity must never be overlooked. In fact, I'm glad that Mother Hen has joined us, and she would give us a few insights into personal branding. Because when you talk about networking as an educator, it is important for you to know what you are even pushing out. Yes, I've talked about digital identity, but there's the aspect of personal branding, which is individualistic in approach. Nobody can do your personal branding for you the way you would do it. I know you would mention politicians and all that. They pay heavily for some of those media consultants. So Onyi is with us now, although I'm yet to see her video. I think she has turned off her video. Onyi, you can turn on your video now so that you can do a brief introduction and then go ahead with your delivery. We are a bit behind schedule now. So thank you for joining us, Onyi Consola Onyi. Over to you now.
Okay, thank you so much, Kumi, for having me.
Yes, perfect.
Thank you so much, Kumi, for having me. Thank you for everyone that has joined. My name is run a social enterprise. And yeah, Kumi has invited me to do a little bit of, we're discussing on networking for educators and how personal branding can help achieve that. So yeah, what's personal branding, right? Personal branding is a conscious effort. So in time past, we look at personal branding as something that is needed for celebrity, for politician. But recently, because of the advent of social media, how black people, it's something everybody is discussing about now because it's very important to manage your brand. By your brand, it's important to be able to manage your brand and be the brand value. Of course, they just want to see, like, let me know what the person is made of, right? So you are able to make sure that at every or any networking event or any interaction with any stranger, have something that is your style identity, something that you can leverage on. While you don't even need to have a website just yet, just making sure that your social media, your digital, and that manage, all that you need to craft as a personal brand. And you were the one that wanted to meet them before. And it just there are a lot of communities and friendships and of course, I'll ask me right now just easy for me to have them on top of my mind. And then opportunities come. So it's important as educators. I don't want to go into there's a lot of things about branding, but I think it's important to understand why our brand and how it helps us help I get a lot of say who understand I don't know how to work, stuff like that. And the thing is, I always set them. Does it resonate with what you want as a brand? Consciously say, I want so
Yes,
that we can,
yes. Questions are actually
them
questions are
and
actually
address it
rolling.
as well.
Questions are rolling in actually. We already have a couple of questions because we're talking in the same line, so there are already comments and questions. So since you want it to be as interactive, let me just take one of it that is coming from Brazil. Yes. Hello, Prof. Okay, so the question is very simple with regards to networking and personal branding. Is it the network that determines your brand,
Okay.
or is it the other way around? That's the question. Is it the network that determines your brand?
Sorry, I didn't get the question.
Can you hear me now?
Is it your network that determines your brand?
Yes. Or is it the other way around? Is it your brand?
Question.
Yes. Or is it your brand that determines the network?
Okay. So interesting question. Really interesting question. So it's not connection, or say, just put it at one side. It's very important that your brand,
Okay.
what you have, how you need your brand, where you stand, what's your values as a person, that you can able to communicate your brand. When you go for networking events, meet people, even without your personal brand, you can, of course, but then how then do you expect them to engage? How do you expect them to what you're made of? So how did you refer them your digital identity, your social media platforms, and all of that stuff? How then do you know? Oh, I just let it step in, and then they go over searching, and they're not able to even what exactly person does. So it's able to even your brand trust, increase trust and loyalty. You know what? So and I search him up and I saw all of all these things, all the work he's doing. And of course I want to see how I can work with you, how I can partner with you, how I can collaborate. When you tell me you go search everywhere, I find that you know there's this
disconnection.
That, am I sure like this? Or maybe on your social media pages you're involved or you're involved with things that don't exactly fit your brand. I see your comments everywhere. I see what you post, and I'm doubt. Are you sure this person is an educator? You know, so I feel like rather than intersection, the intersection is personal brand for network well the quality of network that you have, as opposed to process whereby personal brand networking. Networking is lifelong, as well as personal brand just effort is not one-off. So I hope you answer. Question?
Yes, perfectly. That does. Thank you very much for that question, for that response, Queen. Now, there's this question that I think I should take now before you go ahead with your delivery. Somebody said, only mentioned that you need to use your personal brand as a hub for your network. When I want to apply for a job and a recruiter goes searching my previous digital identity, which may not have been in the period of when I knew the importance of social media. How, let me get this question again. How is that not discriminatory? Okay. I think I get the question. So the question is, why would a recruiter or anybody that wants to give out a job or a position, a contract, why would the person need to go research on the past when that past was of somebody who didn't know the importance of the digital space, somebody who never knew that, oh, certain things are not to be done in the social media space, and the person does not know how to correct them. Okay, the person has added, the person said, for instance, do I have to go through all my posts from when I joined Facebook in 2010? How am I expected to clear debris? That's a question for you, Oyin. It's an interesting question. The issue of discrimination. I would actually be interested in knowing how you would take on that, because it's important for me as well. Are you there? I guess, Oyin, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, I think your mic is muted because we're not hearing you. I'm seeing you, but I cannot hear you. Can you hear us? Hello? I think it's got to do with the glitch again. Okay, Solomon, can you hear me from this end? Hello, Solomon, can you hear me from this end? Oh, okay, Solomon is out as well. I guess it's a glitch. But I'm seeing you. I'm just not hearing you. So in case you can hear me, probably your mic is muted or something. So we should be hearing you. We have a bit of, no, we're still not hearing you. Okay, if you can hear us, kindly just raise a hand if you can hear us. Can you just wave if you can hear us? Yeah, I don't think she's hearing us. Wow, this is we've had to deal with these glitches all day. In fact, it's the reason why we couldn't get our live feed from YouTube. We are seeing you, but we cannot hear you. Hello? Okay, maybe you sign out and then try to sign back in. Hello? Onye, can you hear us? Okay, she's gone now. I think we would have to just wait for her for a few moments so that she can join us back. But if I could expatiate further on that question, the reason why I said it's quite important to me is because I work in the HR space, there's the tendency to want to be sure of who you are recruiting into your firm. So you want to be sure that it's not somebody who has a bad record, definitely. However, there's a slight dimension to it. I could decide that because I don't like this person's association with somebody else, I'm not going to give him a job. I'm not going to give him the contract. I'm not going to give him what I know that undisputedly he deserves. So that's what got me thinking when that question popped up, that, oh, wow, there's that aspect too. Because like I said, I'm an advocate of not using people. I'm an advocate of not chasing people. So you need to let people do their best for you without feeling that, oh, if they were not here, you would have just dispensed with them. But this is a critical question. It's a very critical question. I hope that she gets back to join us. I'm trying to set up communication with her behind the scene. Okay, she's joined us. Great. She's joined us. Okay. So I think we can.
Yes, we can continue now.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, did you get the question before you went off?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Just take it again.
Okay, so let me take the question. It's been scrolled up now, but I need to just scroll it down a bit. So the person says, why would anybody discriminate against me because of a digital naivety that I experienced 10 years ago? The person is saying, I joined Facebook in 2010 because of digital naivety. The fact that I did not understand what the use of social media space
Okay.
was. I was a new user, I was a learner, I was just curious, and so I put out a lot of things that may not have been especially beneficial to my brand. Why would a recruiter, why would an employer, why would a business partner use that as a basis for giving me a position or for entrusting me with certain responsibilities? That's the question. Did you get that?
Okay, so if I get this question clearly,
Yes.
This person is asking, probably trying to say, although it's not so explicit, but I get
Yes, 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 please.
okay. Okay, so yes, of course, of course, across different genders, across stuff like that. But when it comes to because that helps communicate all in the post or tweet and kind of analyzing kind of not just fully competent, competent enough, not just how you approach it. They want to see how your perspective and how level of information. So with that being said, obviously called for how I where ASA and somebody tweeted who I that someone went up because I mean comments were
Technical.
proper. So all of course that had a negative impression. Even if they were going to say, let's just take all this person has said. Because you've left a negative impression to your employees or colleagues. And at that time they can't trust you. You're like, oh, for this person to write, how you can't trust you with certain information, they can't give you projects and stuff like that to handle rather. So it's very important that even building a personal brand, why it's important experiences, your story, being able to share that, get more opportunities for you, or to just make people know that this is what you're about. make sure that it resonates with what you're about. So why that happened, sorry, that happened. With stuff happen and try and make it.
Thank you very much. That's quite incisive. And let me just add that prior to you coming into the studio with us, we had given out an offer of optimization for the first 20 interested participants that are with us at Kids Without a Box. So for those that are interested, we have offered them a free optimization service for the preferred platform. So it's just for one platform. It could be LinkedIn, it could be Twitter, it could be Instagram, it could be Facebook, but one most preferred platform for their personal brand. So we would help them with the wipe off and the optimization of that most preferred platform. So I just needed to add that to what you said. Okay, so there's another question, and I know that we are a bit behind time now. It's noon, so in fact, they want to really hear you speak a little more about personal branding. But before that happens, let me just ask this question. This person is from People's Republic of China. Okay, so it says here in China, there are so many people. China accounts for the largest population in the world. So what are the odds that I can stand out in such a population? That's the question. What are the odds that I can stand out in such a massive population? China is responsible for 1/3 of the world's population. So yes, it's an interesting question. So I want you to have a quick one before we begin to take our final notes.
Okay, absolutely. It's a very interesting question, and it brings me to say, it brings me to touching more on personal branding, how to successfully the personal brand. The first thing is a lot of people make mistakes. Want to be everywhere. The truth is, you can never ever be everywhere. Not everybody's going to like the brand. Not everybody is have something to do with the brand. But then that brings me to why you starting your brand. Say it's important, even if other kind of feels more appeal to the working class, especially active class. So this is very specific. This is what I'm having your goal at the end. Want to know who probably have another skill that you can combine. Just feel like really accept you. And meanwhile, what you're and by that time, it's the innate skills they have, they're not sweating back. They're focusing on, oh, I want to be the and by that time you're struggling because you're person who naturally just likes fitness, who naturally just like stuff like that. And you're not So no two brands.
True.
Why you can say, oh, I like how I learn how I leverage on that. So find just doing it for doing sake, your story, or talking about your experience, that, but it just seems like no one is listening. It just seems like you're just getting one like or two likes, or one view or two views, and it gets frustrating. And that's why you need to be conveniently play in your own space, play to your advantage when you're doing personal branding, right? When you're consciously using your brand, I mean. So of course, that's the say you're in a populated area. When you carve out your niche yourself and you're specific about that, it helps you come known for it. You know, appeal to every. So if you ask me to mention top three business, I'll definitely. If you ask me to mention my top three influencers, I definitely would mention some other. If you ask me to mention my top three influencers, I definitely would mention someone who's influencer, but that definitely will have not come in the general. So it's very important to know how am I going to appeal to everyone, how am I going to stand out. Standing out first means you're carving out your niche and you're starting that you have a plan where this is where my audience is. My audience is on LinkedIn, my audience is on Instagram, and I want to build that first. Then you build that, and then from that leverage on the audience and you have to further build other platforms. First thing, saying you want to start out, you're a food or food and lifestyle. You want to start out on LinkedIn, a wrong idea, because of course, what kind of content actually appealing, and that's more like for Instagram. Channel that brand. And then of course when you get engaged, put out and stuff like that. So it's important not you're going to get frustrated journey of personal branding. Right? So when you've eventually done that, you're specific, you know the channels at which you want to communicate, you know your voice, you know your story, then of course you need to have a plan to say, this is my content plan, I'm pushing out content every day, twice a week. You must be able to fully communicate your target audience, saying, what do you do? When people ask you, what do you do? You're not just going round and round. I'm in mathematics and science. You're able to communicate by saying, oh, I help you that to personal branding. I help you your statement, you're able to communicate your audience and solution your audience. And you're able to, that way, every time they see, oh, this is what this person does, people then are able to tell your own story. When you get and eventually and successfully communicate what you do, what you do for them themselves, then of course you've been able to, that means you're doing something right. It means that people know them, but they're not able to communicate that, okay, I think she does personal branding, and I think she's a tutor, but I really don't know what she does. So it's very important to be clear, even as you have carved your niche and you're ready to go ahead on it in your personal development journey. You need to be clear. Your content needs to be clear where people know that, oh, I go to this page every Saturday because I know it's sharing content on how I can help myself as an educator. going to so on front stage every or I can see her share experience, see her share skills, see her share a story. You know, tell your story, and then people can resonate with you and be authentic. So for that person, person needs to first know your niche. First need to know your niche. First need to know how you want to play. How you want to play determines where you're going to play. The channels you're going to play, where your audience are, know where they are. Leverage on your experience and your value to the audience.
Okay.
And after doing all of this, you first need to also understand everybody. Of course, probably have a certain number of
True.
Right?
Yes.
So when you effectively get your value, you have people that are interested in what you are bringing on, and then they join. So you cannot appeal to everyone. I think it's something I need to touch on, because I've seen people say, "Oh, this is what's going on. This is what's going on." You need to know that you can't appeal to everyone. Your audience is definitely when you identify your audience, definitely now say, "Oh, this is where my audience is. How I'm going to reach them." That niche for themselves, and they're making profit off it. So it's very I can go on and on.
Yeah, it's perfect because it's perfect. You know, I'm always saying that when you look at Mother Hen, she's quick to show you a little personality, but inside of the little personality is a whole life on its own. So thank you very much for that question. We would be rounding off now. But before we round off, a couple of questions came in. I think we're going to be answering those questions on our platforms so that we can go ahead and tidy up. But I need to just take one question each for each of us so that we then use that to round off on our time here. So the first question, I'll go to Solomon now. Solomon, I hope you can hear me very well.
Yes, I can hear you clear and sound.
All right, good. So the question is this: Forex is a volatile space to play. We have heard that times and times again. But the question is, if I don't make it in Forex, what other space can I play? That's a question from one of the participants. I think the question was asked when you were delivering a few minutes ago. If I don't make it in Forex, what other space can I play? Over to you.
All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much. It's a very small question, and probably told. Trading requires the right psychology. Psychology starts from the fact that you must understand that Forex not get rich thing. Forex is all about profit and loss. With the right psychology and with the right strategy, you will trade. Nevertheless, there will always be times whereby the risk reward ratio, you'll be able to know minimum risk and maximum profit. So if Forex does not go with you, I've told you that there are a lot of other securities, there are cryptocurrency, there are recently 2-3 weeks ago, Bitcoin went up and it went very high. Just days ago, Ethereum is falling down. So there are a lot of for you. But nevertheless, in all the security, in all these fields that require the press, you need the right psychology. For example, if you go into Bitcoin and you expect to buy Bitcoin today and sell it tomorrow, no, Bitcoin is not like that. Bitcoin, you can hold Bitcoin for 2 years before you make massive profits. You understand? So you have to be able to have psychology. Everything about trading is about psychology. If you are greedy, don't come to Forex. If you can't handle your emotions, don't come to Forex. Go and look for other stuff to do. That's the truth. Because sometimes you will have lost some massive amount of money, and because of emotion, you like let going. And the more you keep going with the wrong mentality, with the wrong emotions, you will keep losing. And at the end, you come and say Forex is scam. No, Forex is not scam. You are not that you don't have the right psychology and you didn't have the right emotions to enter. So in all the trading platform, in all the security, even though in stock, I remember far back was buying shares. They'll buy shares of companies and keep for years for it to mature. So you have to have a perfect psychology. That's the only thing you need for trading. Then strategy comes with a big strategy. Don't big strategy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that succinct response to the question. I hope the person that asked the question, I hope the person was able to get the response. For the benefit of those who are just joining us, we are going to have this recorded on our Facebook page, Keep Study Box on Facebook, and it's also going to be transmitted to YouTube. We've had a lot of technical glitches with our YouTube. For those of you that have been complaining, yes, we are aware, and we promise that by next month's edition, we're going to have that sorted out. So please bear with us for those of you on the YouTube platform who are having to listen to feedback from Facebook. We are multi-streaming on not just YouTube and Facebook, but we wanted to channel efforts on those two platforms. There are those of you on WhatsApp. We are seeing you. We are seeing all your questions. We are sorry that we cannot take all of them because of time. We're just going to take one final question now for Oyin Konsola. Then I would address the question on Kids Without a Box. So Oyin, it will be over to you now. There's a final question. Are you there? Okay, great.
Okay.
So you've preached about personal branding, and you have linked it with networking. But the question from one of the teachers, I think this person is a school owner in Lagos, and the person is saying, you have made this thing sound like it is personal. There's a quote on the personal. How about collectively? Can we also build a collective brand? Did you get that question?
No, for the last part, I didn't get that clear.
Okay, so the question is, you have talked a lot about personal branding. How about collectively? Can we have collective branding? The person is a school owner, so I think I understand where the person is coming from in the context of multiple.
Collective branding.
Yes.
In the concept of corporate branding, like for the school.
Yes, I think for the school.
Or
for the school that would fit
okay.
that will fit the teachers as well.
So that would be a cultural communication. Say culture in the school as it relates to the employees and stakeholders, of course. What's the culture like? How can we leverage the culture to significantly impact our brand? Whereby some schools probably have dress code for their teachers saying, okay, this is how you should appear as a teacher, so that such that you see a teacher speak, you can tell teacher this teacher. That would be a cultural communication. I want to be clear conversation. Personal brand, to be honest, personal. But personal branding is extremely personal. When we talk about branding, of course, it relates to communication, your brand, everything about your color, everything about how you communicate potential audience, everything about marketing, everything. I mean, that's a whole different conversation when it comes to branding, your strategy, how what comes to them, based on what they hear, based on the kind of quality of your service, quality of beneficiaries as a student that you produce, how are you able to competitions that kind of as regards to pricing culture in your school. But I wouldn't want to mention any publicity, right? But yes, there's a particular school around my house. If I see the teachers, I can tell that they're because I think they have a direct school of some sort. You see teachers where they speak, you can tell that. I mean, that's brand. How culture that you want for has been communicated, digested across your teachers. They understand the culture. They are living by it. So that culture, people are that's not
Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Oyin. Thank you, Solomon, as well. So I'll be taking there's a question about Kids Without a Box now. I'll be taking the question, and as much as the person, I'm not sure who, because the person didn't show his or her identity. So if you're watching, if you're listening, if you're following us on any of the platforms, please do me a favor and reach out to us, reach out to Kids Without a Box through any of our platforms. You can please do us a quick message, a quick DM. I'm pretty interested in you because of the question that you asked. But let me just answer the question quickly. Why Kids Without a Box? This question will talk about our value system, our operational patterns, and all that. And I wouldn't want to, that's why I said, please just send us a DM. We are well behind time now. But what I can just tell you is the dream of Kids Without a Box is to ensure that every child that passes through our system, that passes through any of the schools that we work with, because we work with schools, any child that passes through our program must be able to find expression anywhere at any time without any restrictions. So it's not enough for us to have kids who speak good English. They need to be able to write their own thoughts. That's what is at the bottom of our operations. We need them to tell us their stories. A lot of times we hush them up because they are kids, they don't know anything. But for us, it is an avenue to celebrate them. It is an avenue to let the world know that kids can do amazing things. That's why the name Kids Without a Box. So there's no restraint of any kind for them. So I hope that answers your question. Like I said, please do send us a DM either through any of our platforms, or you can just send us a message on our WhatsApp line. That's the 0815. Okay, so somebody also asked about the swag shirts. Yes, please. I'm so sorry that the swag shirts were available for only the first 20 participants of Camp 77. So certificates were also available for the first 100. But the swag shirts, that's like this one I'm wearing, was only available for the first 20. But we are in the process of getting more. We are discussing with our partner to get us more, so that some of you who are friends of Kids Without a Box, we know that a lot of you want to be ambassadors, a lot of you want to be part of the drive, and we appreciate that. Thank you so much, everybody, all across the world. Again, I will thank the Wakelet team. You guys have been amazing. You guys have given us so much, so much, so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yes, let me thank British Council. Nnamdi, I don't know if you can hear this, but I want it on record. You guys have been tremendous. You have shown us that there's no effort that is too little. You only need to start. So thank you very much to British Council. Thank you to I mentioned Bonsi earlier. I mentioned Skype. Yes, the team at Night Zookeeper. Thank you so much. The team at Pobo. Thank you so much. All those who have been behind the scene. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Like I said, please, the person that asked that question, kindly send us a DM or just send us a message through any of our platforms so that we can reach out to you and possibly take on the conversation from there. So as we round off now, let me also say this, that for those that are interested in personal branding, we'll be having only schedule a mini session, all right, so that she can take you one-on-one. But we are going to have to work out the logistics and all that with her. So Onya, I hope you are open to that, please. I hope you are open to such a session. Onya, are you there, please?
Yes, I am.
Okay, yes, so please, we hope that you are open to such a session for us to help those who are interested in personal branding. But that is exclusive of the offer that we have. For the first 20 that are interested, we'll be helping you with optimizing your most preferred platform. All right, Kids Without a Box will do that for you, absolutely free. And for those who are interested in Forex, for teachers who want to know how to get in and dig in and make some profit from Forex, Solomon would also, he has weekly sessions. So please just send us a DM, communicate with us, let us know what exactly you want, if it's the Forex, if it's the personal branding, and if it's any of our services at Kids Without a Box, we would appreciate you. Thank you, everyone. Oyin, you are amazing. You are super, super amazing. Thank you so much for obliging us for this session, despite the short notice. Solomon, we appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to your team as well. We know that this camps come up every month, so it's a trend. All right, we had Camp 7-7 last month. We are having 8-8 today. Next month, we're going to be having 9-9. In October, we're going to be having 10-10. In November, we'll be having 11-11. But in December, we're going to be having an all-round. It's going to be an end of the year edition. So it will be a perfect opportunity for some of us to get to meet physically. So from all of us at Kids Without a Box, for all those that have attended today's session, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's a bye from us here. Solomon, do you have final words? Hello, Solomon, are you there? Oh, I think we lost him. Okay, Oyin, please let's have your final words in a few seconds.
Okay. Yes. Thank you again. Thank you, the Box team, for having me. Pleasure being here. Yeah, I just want to say that as educators, like never before, there's no better time. Everything is changing. Our current a lot of technology infused in what we do, and that brings us to that there's so much for us right now. Constantly find out how we can about what find out everything that our processes and to get better. So yes, I just want to charge us that there's really no box. There's no more. There's nothing like outside the box anymore.
Yes.
It's now think like there's no box.
Exactly.
your ideas generation and being able to speak to the right people. There are lots of support right now. Starting a business or having an idea is no more think that, oh, there's nobody that's going to fund this idea. I'm not going to get support. There's a lot of support now. There's lots of support now. Find out relevant information. Find out who you can speak with. Find out people that can fund your ideas, your innovative ideas. So please, just great of how best you can deliver what you currently do, how innovative and improve your processes as a school, collectively, and personally. Thank you very much for having me.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Kumi. Thank you, Solomon. Nice to meet you all.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of the day.
You too. You too. Thank you so much, Solomon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. So the new session, we will let you know about it. We'll communicate with those who are interested so that all of us would be participants together on that platform. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, everybody. From all of us, once again, it's bye-bye from Kids Without a Box. Bye now. Okay, Solomon. Hours.